All right, here's the cool thing. I'm looking at that diagram, and I realize this whole thing is an angle, right? Which we have lots of those in this world. And I see, oh look, those two are the same. What can I automatically assume quickly? Oh, that my two angles are exactly the same size. Notice I mark it before I even touch the diagram. Touch the problems. I still know that automatically. Now it says, given the measure of angle ABD, which is 16 degrees, find the measure of angle ABC. Well, ABC is the large one. How do I find it? Oh, go 2 times 16. You just have to double it. It's 32 degrees because I know those two segments are congruent. Now, let's go ahead and use the same diagram for number 2. On number 2, it says given the measure of angle ABD, so I'm going to change this now to 2x plus 12 degrees, and the measure of angle CBD to 6x minus 18 degrees. Find the measure of angle ABC. So I can set these two equal to each other. So I'm going to go 6x minus 18 is equal to 2x plus 12. So I'm going to subtract that over. So I get 4x minus 18 equals 12. Add 18. 4x is equal to 30. Divide by 4. Oh no, it doesn't go in evenly. So leave it as a fraction, reduced. 15 over 2. Now remember, I want the measure of angle ABC. So if I find the measure of one of the smaller two angles, I just have to double it because it's on the angle bisector. So I'm going to take the first one. I'm going to find the measure of angle ABD first. So I'm going to plug and chug. 2 times 15 over 2 plus 12. Well, here's the cool thing. Those two cancel out, cross-cancel, because they're multiplying fractions. So I get 15 plus 12 is equal to 27. And then I need to find the measure of angle ABC. So I double it. 2 times 27 equals 54 degrees. So this is our final answer for number 2. Now, the next ones won't take us as long. We're just applying a lot of what we learned. So let's make sure we mark up our diagrams correctly. Looking at this diagram, do you agree with me that PQR is being bisected? So that means point S is on the angle bisector. If it's on the angle bisector, what do I know about these two segments? Yep, that's right. They're congruent. So we go on here. 8y minus 7 is equal to 6y. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to subtract 8y. So again, negative 7 equals a negative 2y. Now don't freak because watch the negatives. Negative divided by negative is, that's right, positive. So we get 7 over 2. Now, excuse me, let me write that down. That's 7 over 2 or 3.5. I want to find the length of segment PS. Well, all we have to do for length of segment PS is plug and chug. So I'm going to go 6 times 7 over 2. Now remember, you multiply fractions together. 6 times 7 is the numerators multiplied together, which is 42. So that gives me 42 over the denominators, which multiplied together is 2. That gives me 21. So my length of the segment is 21. Well, if this one's 21, what's the length of segment RS? That's right, 21. Now, what kind of triangle do they want to know is PQS? That's a right triangle. So that's what we write down. That's how easy that last example was. All right, here's another one. Now here, be very careful to make sure you know which segments they're talking about in angles. Let's look at number 15. It says, how is ray JP, right here, this ray, related to angle LJN? So this is this angle right here. How is it related? Well, notice these two segments. Here's point P on the angle bisector. Are those two congruent? Yes. So that means these two segments are the same. So what is it? Ray JP is the angle bisector. Now, when that's the case, we should be able to start solving for the different things. So first thing they ask for, what is the value of x? So I'm going to go set the two angles equal because it's the angle bisector. So I get 5x is equal to 3x plus 18. Subtract 3x. Subtract 3x. So I get 2x is equal to 18. Divide by 2. Divide by 2. X is equal to 9. So we put it over here. It's equal to 9. Find the measure of angle KJP. So KJP, we're just going to plug and chug. That's 45 degrees. Now they want to know what's the measure of angle OJP. Well, they're the same size, so that's pretty easy, 45 degrees. Now, let's look at their next question. It's also not with the smaller ones, it's with the larger ones. It says, what's the length of segment NM? Oh, look, there's tick marks already. That should automatically be what? 14. So I know that one's 14. Now, what can I conclude about point M? It's a point in the interior of my larger angle. It's same distance away. That means it has to also be on what? The angle bisector. Very good. It is on the angle bisector. Great job. Now last but not least is what type of triangle is angle JOP? You can be very specific. You can say an isosceles, right? Triangle. And we'll talk more about the why behind that some other time. All right, guys, hopefully this will get you started on your homework.